which. Why do I write it twice? I will explain to you. That, whose. The reason why I'm writing these ones is because who or that here usually talking about subjects, subjective form. Objective form here can have a whom or that. And then whose can be possessive form. And then of course the same thing goes for which and that, which would be subjective. The other one objective. And the last one possessive. Now, what's the difference? Well, the difference is that these things here are all things, like dead things, and these things here are all people or living things. So you have example. This is the man who saw me. Okay, so who refers back to the man. The man can be changed into a pronoun of he. Therefore, this is a relative pronoun. And if you're going to use an objective way, that's when you use whom. Like for example, this is the man whom I saw. It means I was the one. I'm put here into an objective form. Therefore, the relative pronoun is turned into whom. So you use whom when you use the personal pronoun in an objective form. And then we have, for example, this is the man whose house I saw. Whose house is because it's referring back to the house. House can be changed into pronoun it, and it's a dead thing, therefore it's whose house. Then we have, this is the man that I saw. This is the man that I saw. So, for example, that I saw would also be put into an objective or subjective way. Or, this is the house that Jack built. And therefore it refers to the house, which is which is a dead thing, and that's why it's written like that. We have pronouns that are called demonstrative. Demonstrative pronouns are demonstrating, they are showing up. Showing off things. If you demonstrate, maybe you think that you're walking around with big signs and saying yes or no to some action. But it also means to show off, to show what you think. For example, that you would say these. These are, you're showing it. Or you would say this is, if it's just one. Here you have singular. No, here you have plural. And here you have singular. That's the difference. And of course, you can use it in other examples as well. Like, this is the house. This is the house. Or, that is the question. So in all these ways that you are suggesting, you are definitely always showing off something. You can use it that you are showing off adjectives, that house is red, or this man is green, or you can use it in other pronouns, or you can use it in nouns as well. Then pronoun that is called interrogative. Interrogative, you can think about the word interrogation. Interrogation is when in films, sometimes in classic films, you can see the villain being put into a room where the police officers are shining a lamp in his face or her face and questioning her of different things. And this is what you can use. You can use these questions when you have interrogate pronouns. For example, you can have people or things. And of course, usually can be subjective, but also objective or possessive form. If you would see it in subjective form, people, then you would say who. Who was there? Remember that some questions cannot be put into interrogative pronouns, like for example when, because that has nothing to do with a pronoun. It still has to refer to a pronoun. But things, for example, what or which, can be replaced with the pronoun where it refers back to as it, therefore that's okay. Objective pronoun, that would be whom. Whom did you get that from? And of course, if it's dead things, then what and which. Same in objective form. Possessive form of pronoun would be whose. Whose dress are you wearing, for example? And that again has to refer back to a pronoun before. Possessive. Possessive pronoun is when you possess. It means you own something. Okay? So it's my dog, for example, if you have singular, or the dog is mine. And you can have it's your dog, or the dog is yours. Right? First, second, your dog, and the dog is yours. And of course, he, she, it would be it's his dog, her dog, its dog, or the dog is his, hers, and its. And if you have it in plural, then we, right? Possessive, it's our dog, or the dog is ours, yours, or their and theirs. That's all about owning, possessing. And it always goes back to being a pronoun. It's important not to mix this with genitive form of noun, because genitive form of noun, it just means that the noun is owning. The noun is the one owning. Then that's what is marked with apostrophe and S. Here, however, it's the pronoun that is owning. And that's the difference. For you to remember all these things, I would like to try to quiz yourself by trying to find out which of these pronouns belongs to which group. So I will give you a lot of examples, and I would like you to try to read it and sit by yourself alone without the help of others, and trying to take out the correct pronoun of these sentences. And if you've done that, then you can also take out the other words as well and see what grammatical terms and rules they follow under. But try to start with the pronouns first. Here we have a bunch of sentences that you can try to figure out. So read them and try to find all the different pronouns. Like, for example, here we have a few, and see if you can figure out what type of pronoun each of these you have. The first sentence says, he was happy he had a dog. Second sentence says, the dog was his and hers. Third sentence says, she was his girlfriend and they took care of it together. Fourth sentence says, they often took the dog for a walk. They found themselves loving not only the dog but also the walk. Now, the next thing that I would like you to do is I would like you to write down 5 sentences with various pronouns in a sentence, and try later on to underline and take out the pronouns yourselves. That will be the key. So later on we will use these sentences and test it on each other. So you will use your sentences that you yourself have solved, and then in class we will then switch these sentences with each other and you will work with each other's sentences. Make sure to put in as many pronouns as possible and to be as accurate as possible. Look up, you can go on my home page and go on the third one that is called Handbook with Grammar, and you can go in there and you can look for pronouns, explanations and examples that will give you more information about pronouns. If there's anything of this that you did not understand, then you can go and find it there. And that's it. So, summary, I have gone through different pronouns. I would like you to study and understand the different pronouns. Secondly, I would like you to solve the sentences that I've just added to this presentation. And fourth of all, I would like you to do your own 5 sentences which you solve and later will be used in class for each other. That's it. Have a nice day and see you next time.